Hello students, I am Soumya Sahu, lecturer in Civil Engineering at SKTV Government Polytechnic, Rourkela, and this video lecture is prepared for the 5th semester Diploma Civil Engineering students. Hello students, in the previous lecture video, we have started the detailed estimate of a 60 centimeter fall, and we have also covered earthwork in excavation in foundation and cement concrete work in foundation. In today's lecture video, we shall discuss about the first class brickwork. The brickwork is to be done in the crest wall portion, which is having two steps. The first step, which is having a breadth of 70 centimeter, and the second step, which is having a breadth of 60 centimeter. Let's see the diagram for more clarity. Here you can see the crest wall portion. The first step is having a breadth of 70 centimeter and the second step is having a breadth of 60 centimeter. And the 70 centimeter breadth of a crest wall is having a height of 40 centimeter, for which the first class brickwork is to be done. And the 60 centimeter breadth crest wall is having a height, here you can see from this point to this point, this height is 60 centimeter and this height is 30 centimeter. So 60 plus 30 total is 90 centimeter. So from this point to this point, this height is 90 centimeter. And the length of the crest wall for which first class brickwork is to be done is from this portion to this portion, and this length is 450 centimeter or 4.5 meter. So if we put these values, the quantity is 1, the length is 4.5, the breadth of first step is 70 centimeter, so 0.7 meter is mentioned here, and the height I have already shown you in the figure, it is 40 centimeter or 0.4 meter. So the quantity is calculated as 1.26 cubic meter. Similarly, for the second step of crest wall, the number is 1, length is 4.5 meter and the breadth is 60 centimeter or 0.6 meter and the height is 0.9 meter and the quantity is calculated as 2.43 cubic meter. Then next, the first class brickwork is done in the side wall portion. So the number of side walls are 2. One is present this side and another one is present this side. For the first step, the length of the side wall will be, so for the first step of side wall, the length will be from this point to this point. So the total length will be 195 plus 40 centimeter, which is equals to 235 centimeter or 2.35 meter. Now, after knowing the length of the side wall, let's see its breadth and height. So, in order to know the breadth and the respective heights of the steps of side wall, we have to see the longitudinal section. So here you can see there are 4 number of steps of side wall and which are having breadths as 60 centimeter, 50 centimeter, 40 centimeter and 30 centimeter respectively. And the heights of these steps are, for 60 centimeter breadth it is 40 centimeter height, for 50 centimeter breadth of step the height is 50 centimeter. For 40 centimeter breadth of step, the height is 50 centimeter. And for 30 centimeter breadth of step, the height is 70 centimeter. So if we fill this data in the table and calculate the quantities, we will get these values. For first step, the quantity of first class brickwork is 1.13 cubic meter. For second step, the quantity of first class brickwork is 1.18 cubic meter. For third step, the quantity of first class brickwork will be 0.94 cubic meter. For fourth step, the quantity of first class brickwork will be 0.99 cubic meter. Then next, again brickwork is done in the second portion of side wall, which is having a length of 210 centimeter or 2.1 meter. If we see the cross section EF, here we can see that there are total 3 number of steps. The bottommost step is having a breadth of 50 centimeter, over which the step breadth is 40 centimeter, and over which the breadth of the step is 30 centimeter. And the height of 50 centimeter breadth step is 40 centimeter, and the height of 40 centimeter breadth step is 50 centimeter, and the height of 30 centimeter breadth step is 90 centimeter. So if we fill this data in the table, we are going to get the values of first class brickwork for the first step as 0.84 cubic meter. For second step, the quantity will be 0.84 cubic meter, and for third step, the quantity of first class brickwork will be 1.13 cubic meter. Then next, the first class brickwork is done in the third portion of crest wall, which is having a length of 150 centimeter or 1.5 meter. And if you see the cross section GH, you will see that there are 2 number of steps. The bottom of step is having a breadth of 40 centimeter, over which the breadth is 30 centimeter. And the 30 centimeter breadth is having a height of 60 centimeter, and the 40 centimeter breadth of side wall is having a height of 90 centimeter. So if you fill this data in the table, you are going to find out the quantities of brickwork for the first step as 1.08 cubic meter, and the quantity of first class brickwork for second step as 0.54 cubic meter, and the total quantity of first class brickwork will be 12.63 cubic meter. Then the first class brickwork is done in the wing wall portion beyond the side wall. So there are 2 number of wing walls. One over here and another over here. So the length of wing wall is 180 centimeter or 1.8 meter, and its breadth is 40 centimeter. If you see the cross section XY, you will see that its breadth is 40 centimeter. And again, the brickwork is done in the wing wall portion, from this portion to this portion. So this length will be 180 plus 10, which is equals to 190 centimeter or 1.9 meter. Similarly, the next step of the wing wall will have the length of 200 centimeter or 2 meter from this portion to this portion, and the next step will have a length of 2.1 meter from this portion to this portion, and the breadth of the wing wall will be 40 centimeter, for which first class brickwork is to be done, and the respective heights will be 40 centimeter, 50 centimeter and 50 centimeter, which will be total equals to 140 centimeter. So if we fill this data in the table, we are going to get the values as 0.58 cubic meter, 0.76 cubic meter and 0.8 cubic meter. For wing wall having length of 2.1 meter, the breadth will be 30 centimeter and the height will be 0.7 meter. So if we fill this data here, the length 2.1 meter, breadth 0.3 meter and height 0.7 meter, the quantity will be 0.88 cubic meter. Next, the first class brickwork is done in the curtain wall. So as you can see in the figure, the length of the curtain wall is 450 centimeter from this point to this point, and its breadth is 30 centimeter. And if you see the longitudinal section over here, you can see that the brickwork is done from this point to this point, which is having a depth of, this is 10 centimeter, this is 25 centimeter, and this is 5 centimeter. So 10 plus 25 plus 5, which is equals to 40 centimeter or 0.4 meter. So the number of curtain wall is 1, the length is 4.5 centimeter, the breadth is 0.3 meter, and the depth is 0.4 meter. So the quantity is calculated as 0.54 cubic meter. The next first class brickwork is done for toe wall. As you can see the figure, so there are two number of toe walls, one over here and another over here, and its breadth is 20 centimeter and depth is 30 centimeter, and the length of the toe wall is 420 centimeter minus the breadth of curtain wall, that is 30 centimeter. So 420 minus 30 centimeter, which is equals to 390 centimeter or 3.9 meter. So if we fill these values, the number of toe walls are 2, length is 3.9 meter, breadth is 0.2 meter, and the depth is 0.3 meter. The quantity will be 0.47 cubic meter. And the total quantity of first class brickwork is 16.39 cubic meter. The next work is the pointing work, which is to be done in the floor. So as you can see the plan over here, you can see the length is 540 centimeter or 5.4 meter, and the breadth is 450 centimeter or 4.5 meter. So if we put these values in the table, the number will be 1, the length is 5.4 meter and the breadth is 4.5 meter. So the quantity of the pointing work will be 24.30 square meter. And next, the cement pointing work is to be done in the crest wall portion and side wall portion. So let's see those work one by one.
For pointing work to be carried out in the crest wall region, the length will be 4.5 meter and the height will be this side, which is 60 centimeter, and this entire height, which is 1.2 meters. So the total height for which pointing work is to be done will be 0.6 plus 0.6 plus 1.2, which is equals to 2.4 meter. So if we fill this data in the table, then a number will be 1, the length will be 4.5 meter and the height will be 2.4 meter, and the total quantity of the cement pointing work will be 10.80 square meter. Then for side wall portion, side wall inner face portion, the length will be from this portion to this portion. So this length will be 195 centimeter minus 15 centimeter, which is equals to 180 centimeter or 1.8 meter. And the height will be from this portion to this portion where the pointing work is to be done. So this height will be 50 plus 90 centimeter plus this height, which is 60 centimeter. So the total height will be 2 meter. So if we fill this the data, so the number will be 2, the length will be 1.8 meter and the height will be 2 meters, so the quantity will be 7.2 square meter. For the sidewall interface portion, having a length of 210 centimeter, the height will be from this point to this point where the pointing work is to be done. So this height will be, see, from this point up to this point we have known the height is 2 meter. Now if we deduct 30 centimeter from here, we will get the height from this portion to this portion. So 200 centimeter minus 30 centimeter, which is equals to 1.7 meter. So the number will be 2, the length will be 2.1 meter and the height will be 1.7 meter and the quantity will be 7.14 square meter. Then for the next portion of the sidewall having length of 150 centimeter, this height will be from this point to this point. So previously this height was 1.7 meter from this point to this point. So if we deduct 30 centimeter from 1.7 meter, we are going to get the height from this portion to this portion, which is equals to 1.4 meter. So if we fill this data in the table, so the number will be 2, length will be 1.5 meter and the height will be 1.4 meter and the quantity will be 4.2 square meter. Then the pointing work is to be carried out in the sidewall portion above the crest wall. So this height will be from this portion to this portion. So this height is 80 centimeter and the length will be from this portion to this portion. So this length will be 60 centimeter. And if we fill this data in the table, the number will be 2, the length will be 0.6 meter and the height will be 0.8 meter and the quantity will be 0.96 square meter. Then next the pointing work is to be carried out for the vertical faces of stapling. Okay, so if we see the longitudinal section, we can see here from this side we can see 2 number of stapings. So on the other side there will be 2 more number of stapings and these heights are 30 centimeter, the staping height, and as you can see the cross sections, the top width is 30 centimeter. So the top width of the stapings will also be 30 centimeter. So the pointing work is to be carried out for a breadth of 30 centimeter and height of 30 centimeter. So if we fill these values in the table, so the number will be 2 into 2 because in the plan we are looking at only one side of the structure. So on the other side there will be 2 more faces of stapings. So the number will be 2 into 2. The breadth will be 0.3 meter and the height will be 0.3 meter and the quantity will be 0.36 square meter. Then next the pointing work is to be carried out for the face end portion. So we have to see the cross sections here. We have to see this cross section. So the number will be 2. The breadth will be 0.4 meter and the height will be 0.9 meter for which the cement pointing work is to be done. And for the next staping portion, the breadth will be 0.3 meter and the height will be 0.6 meter for which the cement pointing work is to be done. So if we fill this data in the table, we are going to get that the number will be 2, the breadth will be 0.4 meter and the height will be 0.9 meter. So the quantity will be 0.72 square meter. For the next staping portion, the number will be 2, the breadth will be 0.3 meter and the height will be 0.6 meter and the quantity will be 0.36 square meter. the cement pointing work which is to be carried out for the top of the side wall. This length will be from this point to this point. So the total length will be 60 plus 180 centimeter plus 210 centimeter plus 150 centimeter, which is equals to 600 centimeter or 6 meter. And the top width of the side wall is 30 centimeter. So if we fill this data in the table, we are going to get the length as 6 meter and the top width as 0.3 meters. So the quantity will be 3.6 square meter. For the cement pointing work to be carried out for the top portion of curtain wall, the length will be 4.5 meter, whereas the top width will be 30 centimeter. So the number of curtain wall is 1, the length is 4.5 meter and the breadth is 0.3 meter. So the quantity is 1.35 square meter. Then next the pointing work is to be done in the top of door wall. So if we see the plan, the length for which the cement pointing work is to be done will be 420 centimeter minus 30 centimeter, which is equals to 390 centimeter or 3.9 meter, and the width of the door wall is 20 centimeter. So the number will be 2. The length of the top of the door wall for which the cement pointing work is to be done is 3.9 meter and the breadth will be 0.2 meter. So the quantity will be 1.56 square meter. The next the pointing work is to be done for the wing wall top face. The pointing work is to be done from this portion up to this portion of the wing wall. So this length will be 2.1 meter and the top width of the wing wall is 30 centimeter. So the number of wing walls are 2 and the length is 2.1 meter and the breadth is 0.3 meter. So the quantity will be 1.26 square meter. Then next the cement pointing work is to be done for the side triangular portion above the slope. So as you can see in the cross section here, so this height is 140 centimeter and this slope is 1.5:1. So this horizontal length will be 1.5 into 1.4 meter. So this length will be 2.1 meter. And if we calculate for the cement pointing work, then we have to consider the total area of that triangular portion. So the area will be half into 2.1, which is the base length of the triangular portion, multiplied with the height of the triangular portion, which is nothing but 1.4 meter, and the number will be 2. So the quantity will be 2.94 square meter. And the total quantity involved in the cement pointing work will be 42.45 square meter. Then next work which is to be carried out after cement pointing work is the brick pitching. So on the upstream bed, as you can see the plan, the length of the brick pitching will be 180 centimeter and the breadth will be 360 centimeter and the depth of the brick pitching is 20 centimeter. So if we fill this data, we are going to get the quantity as 1.3 cubic meter. Then the brick pitching is also done in the upstream side slope. The number of side slopes will be 2 and the length is 1.8 meter and the breadth will be 0.9 root over of 1.5 square plus 1, which is equals to 1.62 meter. And the depth of the pitching will be 0.2 meter. So if we fill this data, we are going to get the quantity as 1.17 cubic meter. For the downstream bed, the brick pitching is carried out for a length of 3.9 meter, which is 4.2 minus 0.3 meter, and the breadth will be, we have to take the average breadth here. This is 4.1 meter and this breadth is 3.2 meter. So the average breadth will be 4.1 plus 3.2 divided by 2, and the brick pitching is done for a depth of 0.2 meter. So if we calculate the quantity, it will be 2.85 cubic meter. Then brick pitching is done for the side slopes. So the length will be, the average length we have to take here. So it will be 4.2 plus 2 meter divided by 2. And the breadth will be calculated as 0.8 square root of 1.5 square plus 1, which is equals to 1.44 meter. And the brick pitching is done for a depth of 20 centimeter or 0.2 meter. And the number will be 2. The quantity is calculated as 1.79 cubic meter. These values of breadth for side slope of upstream side and downstream side we have already calculated previously. Here the sloping breadth we have already calculated it. So as you can see here, the sloping breadth is calculated as 0.9 square root of 1.5 square plus 1, which is equal to 1.62 meter. And we have already calculated the sloping breadth for the side slope of downstream side, which is 0.8 into square root of 1.5 square plus 1, which is equal to 1.44 meter. In the previous lecture video, I have mentioned it 0.1 wrongly, so make a correction over here. So this is 0.8 square root of 1.5 square plus 1. And lastly, we have to calculate the brick pitching for the side curve portions. So the number will be 2, and the area will be, as you can see, the radius is 60 centimeter. So the area will be pi into 0.6 square, and the depth of the pitching will be 0.2 meter. So the total quantity of the brick pitching will be 0.45 cubic meter. And if we add all the quantities of brick pitching, we are going to get the quantity 7.56 cubic meter. So students, with this we have completed the detailed estimate of a 60 centimeter fall. So if you have got any queries, you can post your doubts in the official WhatsApp group